Hi, everybody, and welcome to Talk to Rose.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I had heard feedback again. On this show, we talk about everything going on in the world, good, bad, raggedy, and wonderful. Um, we're going to get our show started. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody that's been tuning in, me doing my little P. Diddy lives every day. And everybody that just tunes in every Wednesday, thank you guys. And continue to tune in and like, share, and subscribe. Happy Wednesday to you. I thought today was
Happy.
Thursday at first. I'll let our co host introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melon and Madam. You can follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. My shows are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I've just restarted my lunch times at Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Team Rose. Happy hump day.
Yes, we are almost through the week. It was a short week for everybody. So I'll just get everything started. So I will say, how was everybody's Memorial's Day? In the chat. Mine was good. I actually went to my mom's house. I had said I wasn't gonna go, and I went, and we actually had ended up having a lot of fun. I was like, I'll come just because my mama want me to, and I'm not staying a long time or nothing. We didn't leave till like 9 o'clock.
That's how it always happens. Okay, I'll pull up for a little bit.
Yeah, like we
Hopefully
had
fun
so
is
much fun. We was doing the line dance, all the line dances. We was learning all the line dances. Then Gwanita, we danced, laugh out loud. Like, yes, we did too. The next day I was sore. Alondra texted me like, "Are you sore?" And I was like, "Girl, I thought I was tripping." Like, yes, I am sore. Like, we were really out there dancing. Like, we was sweating and everything. So we had fun. We recorded a lot of the dancing. I was like, if I would have knew we was gonna be recording stuff, I would have dressed cute and at least had my hair done. So y'all seeing us raw and uncut. But it was cute. Me and Alondra was dressed
Y'all
alike, and
dressed
we didn't
like
even know. We didn't even know when I opened up the door. I was like, "Oh my gosh, we dressed alike!" But I'm like, "That's our bestie."
you got to
All right,
coordinate. That was
right. Oh,
cute.
we
I
both.
thought y'all did. It was so
Uh-uh.
cute.
We didn't even do that on purpose at all. We both were shocked our own selves. We was like, "Oh, that's cute." So we had fun doing that for Memorial Day, and then on Saturday we had took the boys to the LA County Fair. And for you guys that don't know, that's like the biggest fair in Southern California. Um, we took them. It's not like how it was when we was kids, or I just don't know. Because even as a younger adult, it was better. It's just not the same anymore. They have everything is the same. Everything is franchised out. So it's the same food over and over. The tickets is high. The wristbands, they used to be last all day. Now they only last to 7, and then they're over. The chariot turns back into a pumpkin at 7. So it's just a lot of money. So, but the boys have
Parking is
fun.
higher than the ticket.
It's 55. It's 55
Yeah,
now.
that parking is insane. And
Yeah, the
everything is so
parking.
commercial.
Yeah, it is. Parking by itself is 25. So it's just a lot. So, but I would say for the past 2 weekends in a row, I've been doing something like 2 times a week. Two No, I did something last weekend on Saturday and Sunday, and then this weekend I did something on Saturday and Monday. So it's still 2 times. And I usually don't do all that. I'll be like, I can stay at home. Now, if we go to a brunch or something, I'm down for a brunch anytime. But other than that, I'll be like, yeah, I can just stay at home. I'd rather just lay down, just like somebody old. But it was a good weekend. So this weekend, I don't think I have any plans that I can think of. I really don't think I have any,
Yeah.
unless I'm just can't think of nothing.
Next
Well,
week
we'll
we'll be
just,
back at another concert though.
huh?
Next week we'll be back. It's June 5th, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm like,
I'm
next
still trying to
weekend.
remember that because for some reason it's out of my head. I don't know why. So I
Yeah,
keep
isn't it?
repeating.
Oh, the 6th. Yeah, we are. In that
Yeah.
weekend, I'll be doing something 2 days in a row, too, because it'll be the concert is on a Sunday, right? I think it's on Sunday. And
I forgot.
the, I hope it ain't the same day.
I don't know, but we need to look. I'll look it up. You keep going.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, because it's my godson's his birthday party is that weekend too.
Keep.
I think the concert is on the 8th.
Okay.
Just look and make sure. Shoot, I don't know. But let me keep on going. So we have our Black History moment, and since it was Memorial's Day, I thought no better way than to show this. And Asia had showed this on hers on Tuesday, and it was crazy because I was like, oh, I had that pen to show for mine too. Like, this is crazy. So this is when Memorial's Day first started. You guys watch out. So that lets you guys know that it's letting you, I don't know if you guys can see it real good, but Memorial's Day started with the enslaved, and that's when Memorial's Day really started. It was May 1st. So, like always, they always taking stuff away from us and making it seem like they started everything first. So, again, we started Memorial's Day first. So, I just found out about that this year. I don't know why, for the life of me, we are learning so many things as adults now. Like, that's crazy to me that we are learning so many things as adults.
You know what's interesting? We should have knew something was up because we even learned and celebrated President's Day in school, but we didn't ever do nothing for Memorial Day. Think about it. And we didn't used to get out of school until June. I know that because we would always be out right before Gina's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Should have knew something was up then. Mm,
Yep. So
indeed.
that's when Memorial's Day really started. It started with us. We are the ones that start everything. In the comments, did y'all know that's how Memorial's Day really originated? Let me know, yes or no, if y'all knew that. And then we'll go on to the next thing. So it's coming to the end of the year for all the kids. So either it's some kids that got out last week, some kids that's gonna get out this week, some kids gonna get out next week, but it's the end of the year. So do the parents, y'all have everything ready to be for your kids to be out for the summer and deal with all those shenanigans? I'm letting Amir go to summer school, so he'll be there for half of the summer, and then the rest of the summer he'll be off. But no, buddy, you're going to summer school. You ain't about to run me wild. But they had his awards assembly. They don't have graduations for the kids in Hesperia school district.
Aw.
They just have regular like awards assembly. So Amir, he's finishing his first year kindergarten. So he'll be tomorrow will be his last day as a kindergartner, and he'll be going to the first grade. So they had a awards assembly, and he got award. I was so proud of my baby. Academic
Aw.
excellence in all areas, academic areas, sorry, in all academic excellence. So Black Boy Magic, even though he wears me down and all that, he's doing good. Like, we was like, you got the best award. You have the best award. He was like, I don't want to come in first place. I'm like, well, you already in first place. It don't matter if you don't want to come in first place because you are in first place. So that was that. So we're going to get into the hot topics. So I know y'all heard about Smokey Robinson, how those ladies are trying to file a lawsuit against him
Mm-hmm.
for 50 million. So in return, he did a countersuit and he's
Saw
suing
that.
them for 500 million. He's suing them
Good.
for 500 million. And if I was him, I would have did that too, because I feel like they playing in people's face. They should not just be able to file these lawsuits on these people without evidence. I feel like it's so unfair. So
Good for
it
him.
says, yes. Legendary Motown singer Smokey Robinson is clapping back at 4 former employees accusing him of RAPE with a 500 million countersuit of his own. He's reportedly suing the women for defamation and elder abuse. He is like defamation and elder abuse because y'all playing with me. I'm an elder. I'm an elder. And the legal filings, Robinson's attorneys argued that the former housekeepers fabricated and abused claims as part of an extortion scheme. So they did this before. They tried to get him for 50 million like a couple of years ago. And when it didn't go through, now they're doing this. I said it before when they first said it. I said, why, if this man had been doing this, you guys don't have to keep working for him. So why would you go back to work? Why would you keep going back to work if this man was doing this to you? You don't have to go back to work. You're a housekeeper, so you can find, it's plenty of people that will hire you as a housekeeper. You did not have to go back.
Oh, wait. Remember they said, oh, because we were scared because our immigration status. I'm like, why I saying lock you up right now then?
Right.
A precinct as an illegal person and get to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it says Smokey also says he had great working relationships with the women, even including text messages where one allegedly wished him a happy birthday and invited him to her grandson's graduation dinner. He claims he was a generous employer, giving them concert tickets, a vehicle, and even vacationing and celebrating holidays with them. Like, so y'all really just doing this. Y'all really just doing this.
Say something.
This is crazy.
Sir, in LA, you could have also employed a single Black mother and helped and change her life too. Make better decisions. They always Captain saving somebody. Always.
Yeah, but I think it's because I don't know a lot of Black housekeeping women. It's always been Hispanic women. I don't really know a lot of Black.
A lot, but if you could go work for him, if I could go work for him as a housekeeper in my younger days when I was in school and stuff and trying to make money, of course I would go and work for him. They pay them very, very well.
They do pay them well, but I don't think I would want to be, I don't know. I don't think I would want to be a housekeeper. Especially for celebrities and stuff, they probably just be really off the chain. So
now that part is true.
Yeah, they probably be really off the chain. So we'll see how this plays out in court. Like, they need to stop it. They need to really stop it. So another thing that's going on, since everybody getting out of jail and everything, so supposedly Donald Trump then pardoned Larry Hoover. And if that y'all don't know who that is, he a drug dealer. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. That's
I would have never put those two together. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's who that is. So Big Meech got out late last year. He pardoned Big Meech, and now he did pardon Larry Hoover. And Larry Hoover is let me see if I had did his.
Maybe I need to write him about my people that I want to come home.
Yeah, I'm like, the thing is, you pardoning all these drug dealers. Why that lady still in jail that bang and unalived her husband for him SA and her kids at her daycare? Why is she in jail still? Like, people that you should be pardoning. Yeah, she's still in jail. That lady is still in jail. Like, why is she in jail for? I mean, she couldn't help her kids then, but she did something about it. Like, it's other people that you need to be pardoned. Like, she's number one on my list. Like,
so let's say this announcement. Okay, I'm gonna look up who you supposed to write, because maybe we're not getting the right people because the other people are actually reaching out to him.
Yeah, they said Kanye West and all kind of people.
So maybe we need to, since we see that he doing it, because we all know this your last term. You don't give a shit. He gonna do a bunch of shit. So let's see if it could work in our favor. I'm gonna look up what to do, because
I was just too through that he letting all these drug dealers and stuff out, but you can't let people that really need to be out. Like, no, sir.
Can I tell y'all on one I'm happy about?
I was just about to say them. Were you about to say Julie and Todd?
Yes, because
Yes.
I feel like they really, really, really threw the book at them because of who they were, and other than that, they nose was clean. I think they did enough time already. I really like
When I had seen that too, because that's what I put. I put Larry Hoover and Julie and Todd. But I was like, is it 8 years already? I had to look like
no, it hasn't even been 3 years yet because that's what some people were saying. You could have at least let them do 3 years. Why? That's not. Let's get people that mess with kids, all of that. What they did, that's what they all do when
what
they
did
make
they do again?
something about they supposedly moved money the way that they weren't supposed tax evasion.
Tax evasion. Yeah, that's what I thought it was, tax evasion.
That's to me, they try to play y'all game and y'all didn't like the way that they played it. You're not arresting an Amazon man. You're not arresting your homeboy that's sitting right next to you. He ain't paid
Oh,
tax.
and
He's
by
not a
the way,
real
he
citizen.
stepped down. He stepped down.
Who stepped down?
His bestie. Trump's
Musk?
bestie. Yes. He stepped down today.
Because he lost everything? So we still don't like you. You're still
So
going to lose
no.
everything.
So
How about
yeah,
that?
that was next on there too. Elon Musk
Oh, he
stepped
lost
down today.
because he
But
lost
I
a
was
lot of
gonna
money.
say that they Julie and Todd got pardoned too, and TMZ said that they'll be recording them getting out of jail.
Good.
Like the cameras will be there. The
Good.
reality TV cameras will be there. I
I
don't
know
know
they
when
got
everybody is supposed to get out. I don't know when they get out, but it must be soon. Larry Hoover, I'm not sure when he's getting out because he had a life sentence plus 200 years on that. So I don't even know how you get pardoned with that. A life sentence plus 200 years?
that's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So those are the people that got pardoned. Like you said, we need to figure out who we need to talk to because it's more people that really need to be getting out that's in jail for stupid
It
stuff.
is.
Okay. Oh, sorry, you guys.
You okay?
Yeah, I don't know why I just started choking. They're saying that there's a new COVID strand out. A new COVID strand out, which so it's a new COVID-19 variant known as MB181, and it's officially in the U.S. and it's spreading quickly. It said first spotted in travelers arriving in airports in March and April. The variant has now been reported in several states, including California, Ohio, and Hawaii. So they said it has similar symptoms: cough, sore throat, fever, fatigue, and even brain fog, blurred vision. But don't panic. Experts say it's not causing more severe illness than the past versions. But it is highly contagious.
So
And
how do
they
you
are
get
not
this
giving the
one to us?
vaccine out as they're not giving the vaccine for this one out as easily as the other COVID vaccines, which make you wonder why.
Well, we
So
didn't
this is
exactly ask for it. People had to get it if they wanted to keep working and stuff. My
yeah,
COVID after my vaccine was way worse than the first COVID that I had. The second one almost took my ass out.
yeah, that one. It says this new variant spreads. The federal government is rolling out new rules that could make it harder for many people to get COVID-19 booster shots. Under the new plan pushed by the Trump administration, healthy children and pregnant women are no longer being recommended for routine vaccinations. Instead, boosters will mainly be available to seniors and people with serious health risks. It says the FDA now wants the vaccine makers to run a large clinical trial before expanding boosters access to general population. That means updated shots might not reach everyone in time for the fall.
I have a question, Rose, from a medical perspective, what are we supposed to should we put our mask back
I
on?
think everybody should wear a mask again. And then, like I said before, if you're wearing the regular mask, those masks only work for 15 minutes because those ones it's getting real wet. It's getting real wet. And once it gets real wet and moist like that, it's no longer serving a purpose. So
We need
people
to
that used to be wearing them masks all day, those don't work. If you want a mask that really works all day, the N95s, those are the masks that those work more than one day. Those are the real masks that you can't, it won't spread, is N95s. So this is basically the same thing is the first time. So we'll see how this goes because into 2020 when they had the COVID the first time, I did read they said 2025 it was going to be another pandemic and it was going to be kind of like the same symptoms as COVID-19. So what else they going to do? COVID-19, what year is this? Uh 2.5 shit. I don't
I
know.
have one more question as a nurse because I don't remember. I take a lot of vitamins. What was it? What did you guys tell us to take? Turmeric
It
and
was turmeric, vitamin D,
okay,
and your regular vitamins.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to travel a lot. I need to get ready.
And oh, it's one I'm missing. Oh,
I thought it was something else that's
it
not.
is because I'm like it's I want to say B12 too.
Oh,
B12, vitamin D, turmeric. Dang, it's been so long ago. I'll let y'all know and I'll put it up. But just make sure you guys are taking your vitamins. And if you can wear masks, just wear them because and wash your hands and do all that. But these are airborne. Airborne. So it's just it's summertime. So now y'all want to let this come out. So that was that. Um,
okay.
that was that. That was all the hot
Happy.
topics.
I don't want COVID again.
Me
That
neither.
last one, you remember, Ro, I couldn't even take a whole shower. My body, my hair hurt. I couldn't breathe. My
See, I got it
muscles
the
was
I didn't
hurting.
get it the first round. I got it the second. I still got it in 2020, but
Mhm.
I got it at the end of the year.
Oh,
But mine was really bad too, to where I had to go see a cardiologist after that and everything because for months my chest would be hurting. Like
mhm.
it would hurt really bad
Yellow.
if I did. Yeah, so it mine was bad. Like I think that if it wasn't for my pastor getting me those steroids and antibiotics, I swear I thought I was out of here because
Me
I
too.
couldn't get out of my bed either. I remember trying to get in the shower, like, oh, if I get in the shower, I'll feel
I
better.
feel better, right.
Yeah, nope. I had to lay down in the shower. Like, you better
It
lay
was
down.
bad. I was crawling, y'all. I'm not lying. No exaggeration. That shit was not cool.
No,
And
it's not.
in the house by myself. My mom, my husband, everybody dropped stuff off at the door. But the sad thing about that is it took me so long to get to the door. I had to start sleeping downstairs. I was scared.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
not
never
gonna
even go
lie. I was
downstairs no
very
more.
scared.
I didn't never go downstairs no more because I couldn't walk back upstairs. So that's how I knew I had it bad.
I had
And then I was forced to get the vaccine. So after that, I think I got COVID two more times, but it wasn't as bad as that first time. But I still got it two more times. But I couldn't go downstairs or nothing. If people had stuff for me, I would just have Eric go get it for me and bring it upstairs. Cause I knew if I walked downstairs, I wouldn't be able to get back upstairs. And that's how I knew I had it. I had walked downstairs for something. And I started walking up the stairs and I'm like, what
me, you
the
get
hell?
dizzy and
Like,
you like,
yes, I and right then and there I knew I had it. And I'm like, dang, but then I was scared because Amir he was one. So I'm like, oh my gosh, let me go to the doctor. And I went to the uh I didn't go to the ER urgent care and they did it and they called me in the morning and was like, yeah, you're positive, but Amir wasn't. And I was like, that is
what
so
cheese?
weird.
That's good.
Yeah, and my
Somebody around
mom
me
took
got it from me. And they
yeah,
had been
I
around
think I
me.
got it from Walmart because we was on lockdown, but I was still going to no, that was at the end of the year so we could go more places. But I was one of the people that bleached down my house every single day, but I still went to Walmart all the time. So
I got
everybody
to
just
work.
be careful out there. Like be careful. If they said that this stuff, they already be knowing what's going on.
They do.
They already know what's gonna go on.
Well protected and fine. We be the ones out here on
Mm-hmm.
life support. Okay, thank you for letting us know that because I'm sure a
Yeah.
lot of people about to do a lot of travel. I'm about to go to
Mm-hmm.
Washington D.C., Panama, and Atlanta, like within weeks of each other. I need that better match.
Especially when you on an airplane,
I'm
that's when it's that recycled air. That's when you would get sick the fastest. So even if you don't want to wear masks around when you just regular around here, if you're getting on an airplane, you need to put a mask on, like for real. That needs to be the main place you put a mask on is that airplane, because guarantee you will be sick.
I will. I'm gonna get the one you told me to get. I only have the other ones because I
Yeah,
thought
get an N95, you guys. Seriously, get an
that's the one
N95.
like the cup, right?
Huh?
That's the one like the cup, right? It's more like a cup.
Yeah, but it has to say N95 because some of them is it just look like that, but it's not. It has to say
Oh,
N95.
okay. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. So then we'll get into our Diddy recap for tonight, and then I'll go back to regular doing it at 6:30. So these past 2 days have still been interesting. Yesterday I'm gonna talk about what happened yesterday and what happened today. So yesterday, um, it was Capricorn Clark. She was an assistant, so they're getting a lot of assistants coming up. A lot of assistants. So Capricorn Clark was one of Diddy's assistants. She had to testify. She worked from 2004 to 2012, and then I'm looking at my notes like, huh? She
Mhm.
worked from 2004 to 2012. Then she stopped and worked for other people like Rihanna and all that, and she came back. Before that, she was just doing little odd jobs. After she quit working the first time, she went to go work for R. Kelly. I cannot remember the name, the label he was on.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Um,
Whatever label R. Kelly was on, she went to go work for them. And also, she worked for Death Row. So she worked for Death Row, Def Jam, and that record label that R. Kelly worked for. So she's known. So
RCA Records,
it wasn't called RCA Records then, though.
Interscope.
Maybe it could have been under Interscope because it wasn't that yet.
Okay.
So she got right into it. And she was one of the good witnesses, I will say, because the prosecution, I feel like they've been lacking on this, but she was a good witness. I feel like if they didn't have her, Diddy was that, like the people were saying, playing your white outfits because he having his white party.
She was good.
Yes, she was so good. So she said when she first came to work for Diddy, she said the first day she got there, they took her to where the Bad Boy label, where their new business office was going to be, and they took her to the sixth floor, and they had her in there, and they threatened to unalive her because someone disclosed to Diddy that she used to work for Suge Knight. She didn't tell him that. So he feels like that anybody knows that Suge Knight and P. Diddy did not get along. Everybody knows that. So he felt like, why didn't you tell me that you work for Death Row? And so he basically
Right.
told her, if anything happens to me or anybody, that I'm gonna unalive you. That was on her first day of work. So would y'all would have still worked for him? Would you would have still worked for him after that?
Um, First you went to work for him knowing how he was. So would I have expected him to say that to me? Probably, because that's probably something I should have disclosed to him
Yeah,
considering
why would
what's
you
been
not
going
say
on.
that, ma'am?
But would I still work for him? I probably wouldn't have, because what if Suge did something and then it came back on me or whatever? I'm
Just
basically,
because you know.
yeah, anything could be put on me. I wouldn't have, because she was best friends with somebody that was close. I can't be best friend. Me and you, we friends. I'm not going to work for your enemy and then saying, I'm such a loyal person. They're going to believe me. Yes, because they're fair in that space.
Yeah,
No.
girl, yeah. So that was her. I don't think that I would have either, but I probably would have disclosed that. But maybe I guess she felt like she said that she was loyal, so she felt like she didn't have to say that. So they was asking her different questions, and she said she recalled a time when she was on the elevator with an entertainment who worked with both Combs and 50 Cent at the time. So P. Diddy and the manager is going at it. And P. Diddy, she said it was them three in the elevator. And Combs told the manager, I don't got time to go back and forth with you. I don't go back and forth. I like guns. And she said she was just terrified. Like, so they was like, well, what did you do? She was like, I didn't do nothing. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
where's he from?
Girl, I don't think I could have been no assistant for him. So that was one thing that she said. She said that she also developed alopecia because she would be stressed out working with him. Stressed out. And this lady went back and forth when working with Diddy. Back and forth to where, girl, you got alopecia like me? Like, but yours is stress related. And she was only getting paid $65,000 a year. That is so much lower than the men was getting paid. And this lady is black.
I have a question. What was the other guy's date? Because back then, that was considered a lot of
That's
money.
what I was saying. That was considered a lot, but this is still.
I didn't even make 35 back then. I think that was a lot of money back then. But you're right, and I not like the other guy, but the other
guy was getting paid $125,000 a week.
Yeah, if that's what he was, that means that guy probably saw more too.
But he said that. But he said because no, I was about to say because he said he worked at 80 to 100 hours a week. She said she worked around the clock too and lived there. He lived there. She lived there, and then when she didn't live there, he paid for her apartment.
I wonder if all of that was included. Maybe that's why he paid her different.
Yeah, that could be.
Paid for all of that stuff. Because
she was actually, she had apartments, and that other man was said he lived there. He lived there. Yeah. I don't know. She still got paid less.
I think maybe
so. She said that she developed alopecia from stress and working with him, and she only made $65,000 a year. One time, some years had passed, and HR called her up there to tell her that all the overtime she was working, the money that was due back to her, it was a lot. And it was the overtime for every 3 months. Every 3 months, she was owed like $80,000 for every 3 months for say a couple of years. And they gave them, I guess, the email, whatever, to Diddy, and then he tore the paper up in her face and told her to get back to work. You still staying work for him?
That's what was weird. A lot of the stuff that they did, like, did they have it out for her? Because if you're supposed to pay somebody $80K, you really don't need a sign off on something like that. Like,
yeah, you just pay it.
I wonder why. Yeah, because you don't want the especially once you admit it to that person, you don't want the implications that come with it. 80,000 was a drop in the bucket. So he must have been treating her different than who she was.
All the way different. And so then she also said that she said once she was threatened to be thrown in the East River over missing jewelry. So Jacob the jeweler, which if you guys don't know, he was a jeweler that all the celebrities use. All the celebrities used him. Like if you wanted to be somebody, you were saying that you had your necklace made by Jacob the jeweler. I even remember that.
He made a lot of money.
He made so much money back then. So he had let Diddy borrow some jewelry. Diddy had gave her the jewelry, and she lost it or misplaced it or something. So she was given a lie detector test. She said it was they took her somewhere again, like you in a movie somewhere.
Isn't that the time she was jumped for the jury? She was jumped, and they try to say she faked being jumped, and the jury was taken.
Oh, they were saying that if she had set it up, if she had set it up for the jury to be taken. So she got a lie detector test for that. And she said the man that took it was real scary and super big, like 5 of her, and chain smoke. And she had to do the test. but the test kept on coming back inconclusive because she was so nervous. And that's when he told her, if you don't calm down, we're going to throw you in the river. And she was like, I mean, like, how am I supposed to calm
How is that supposed
down?
to make
Like,
me more calm?
really? Like, sir, let me go take a nap or something, or take it when I'm asleep and just ask me the questions. I don't know. But y'all doing all this, my stuff would have been inconclusive too. So she did the test. It still came back inconclusive. Everything came back inconclusive, but they didn't do nothing to her after that. And then she was cleared to go back to work. So they said when she went back to work, how did Diddy act with her? She said he act like nothing didn't happen. They didn't even talk about it. She, to this day, she said she still don't know if somebody found that jewelry or whatever. Like, she don't know what went on. So he would fire her back and forth. One time she got fired, and she was only fired for like 4 weeks, and then they needed her for some kind of campaign or something, and she came back, and they was like, well, what did you do with your time off? She was like, oh, I just rested. But if this was somebody that was doing so much stuff to you, like, why did you want to keep going back? I just did not understand what she was doing. So she also said that Diddy used to parade Cassie in front of them, her and other employees, and then come to find out later, Lauren London was one of the people it was in front of too. So he used to parade Cassie in front of them and tell them, this is why you bees don't got no man, because y'all not obedient. So he was telling Cassie, stand up, sit down, turn left, turn right, turn around. And she was
Now
doing
get
it.
out.
Yeah, and then get out. Cassie doing all this stuff. And he was like, and this is why y'all bees don't got no man, because y'all don't listen. And the girl was like, and I'm not then. I'm not. On top of getting beat up. So then she goes into another time. They just got it, having her tell all the stories, all the stories. So they have her saying another thing. Have you ever seen him get violent with other staffers? And she was like, yes. She was like, he fought men and women. Like, it wasn't just a woman thing. It was men and women. And when I get into what happened today, you will see that it was men too. So she said one morning she had got up and she wanted some turkey bacon. And she said she told the chef. Now the chef was already having a bad day, probably because Diddy just be on 1,000 all the time and just be off and on, high and not coming down, high and coming down. She was like, she wanted some turkey bacon, and the chef told her it wasn't no turkey bacon. And so she was like, I hate it here. Now keep in mind, she already just got into it with Diddy. The chef went outside to go tell Diddy what the lady said. He came back in. She said, literally charging at her and just start pushing her back, saying, if you don't like it here, get the F up out my house. Get the F up out my house. And pushing her out, pushing her out. She still come back to work for him. She still, like, I
I'm
just
more
do.
mad at the chef.
Like, girl, we can't get along
That's
together.
fucked up. That's messed up.
And remember, that's the chef that P. Diddy supposedly beat up too. So I guess she was like,
Yes.
it ain't just about to be me getting manhandled. It's gonna be you too. So it was. Let me see what else she said. She said she left Bad Boy Company shortly after, and after he pushed her and pushed her out of his house, she went to go work for Jive. Did you say Jive Records?
I don't think I said Jive was
Okay,
on.
yeah, that's what it was. Jive Records. That's the record label R. Kelly was under.
That was the
So
next
it
one
was,
though.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was. She went to go work for Jive and did projects for R. Kelly and Sierra. So when she left after he did that, she went to go work for R. Kelly and Sierra at Jive. And then she said, she just went
Here's
on and
my
on.
question.
Uh-huh.
You keep asking, rightfully so, why do she keep going back? Why does she keep going back? I find it hard to have compassion for this piece because you asking the right questions. Cassie would leave, she would voluntarily come back. This girl left and you got jobs at other labels why not stay at the other labels? Because now you're not blackballed. Now you in there. Why are you? And some of them is his enemy people. Why wouldn't you just stay over there? That
And
does.
some of them, she was making more money.
He must have had something on her
Yeah,
that.
that's what I said. Like some of them, she was making more money, and she still was coming back. But everybody that worked for him was saying that they liked working for him. He was an effed up individual and everything, but all of them, every single person that they have brought up to that stand, and the
They
defense
have.
ain't bringing them. The prosecution is. Every single person has said that they will go back and work for Diddy. Every
It's
single one.
probably fun. They probably love everything except when he misbehaves, kind of like a woman in domestic violence. You love all of the parts except
Mhm.
for once a month when you get your tail beat, Like,
Every girl, every.
but
So
all the
then
marketing
she
showing
talks
that.
about they just had her talking about everything, everything. So then she said, now this gets into the Kid Cudi part. Now remember when Kid Cudi had said it was a lady, Capricorn, that called him and told him that Diddy was at the house. This is the lady he was talking about. So now we get into this. So she said, oh, December 22nd, around 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, she just heard banging on her door and it sounded like it was metal on metal, metal on metal. So she said she didn't know who it was. When she looked out the peephole, she could see it was Diddy. And it was like, well, if it looked like he was mad and scared, why did you open the door? She was like, because at that time I was over his branding, like up over his branding and likeliness. So I had to open the door to see what was going on with him so I could see if I could fix it. So she had to open the door. So when she opened the door, he was saying, why didn't you tell me about him? Why didn't you tell me about him? She was like, tell me about who? And he was like, Cudi. Why didn't you tell me about him and Cassie? And she said, I didn't know. He was like, well, put your clothes on because I'm about to go unalive him. They asking her again, like, why did you go? I don't know why they asked those questions, but that was the offense. Let me not get ahead of myself. So she said that he said, get dressed. We about to go unalive him. So he made her get dressed and go with him. She said she was super scared. So she said once they got to Cudi's house, she said she got her burner phone out and called Cassie. Now that's where the stories differ from her and Cudi, because Cudi was saying that she called him. She said she called Cassie and called Cassie on her burner phone to let her know what was going on. So she said she called Cassie and Cudi could hear it and he was like, he on his way. She said she did tell Cassie to tell him don't come because she knew already what P. Diddy was on. So Cudi still coming up the street, and he see the black Escalade that they was in. They seen him and then they started chasing him. Kid Cudi didn't say that part either. He never said that he went on a high speed chase that Diddy and was chasing him. He did not say none of this in there. So after that, she said that Cassie went back. Basically, she was at the hotel, but then she went back to Diddy. And she said she even asked Cassie one time to leave this relationship alone. Like it's too toxic. And Cassie told her, well, who am I supposed to date? Who else am I supposed to date? Jay-Z is already taken. Jay-Z is already taken. So who am I supposed to take? Who am I supposed to date? That just made me look like, girl. And then after that, she got that lady fired. After that, she got that lady
Well,
fired.
tell how that lady helped her. Tell how we all got to Cudi and her. That she really was cheating on Diddy
Yes, she
in
really
his
was.
house,
Yep.
in
You could tell
his
her that part.
phone. She did all of that. So, like we said, her nose is not clean.
It's not
She
because she the one, that lady is the one who got Cassie the burner phone and everything because she was moving reckless. She was trying to bring Cudi around her and everything. Call Cudi on the phone that Diddy pays for. Even when she called Capricorn, like, Capricorn called her like, oh, we're going hiking. She was like, oh, I want to bring Cudi. She was like, wait, what? Like, you cannot do that. It's people will be out there on that canyon up there. She was like, and don't say all this on this phone. Don't text me. Like, you need to, she texted it and called. She was like, you need to delete this message because, first of all, this is the phone that Diddy paid for on your line and he paid my line. Like, you need to delete that. And she said she took Cassie that day to Best Buy to go get her a burner phone.
And she was staying in old girl's apartment that
Yep.
Diddy was paying for. Cassie did all of that. And then you want to
Yes.
step back and if she would have walked in with Diddy while Cuddy was talking, I'd have probably jumped on her if I was Cuddy. Like, you did all of this to me and then betrayed me. She used him. She used him and it worked. Now she back with Diddy at this point. But other people is hurt.
Yeah,
And
and she
really
also
not
that
innocent
she
person.
said that she did say that P. Diddy beat Cassie that day. So I guess that's when she went back, but he beat her that day. Um, she said that she was scared to call the police, but she did call Cassie mama. She said she was scared to call the police because he beat Cassie up real bad. She was scared to call the police, but she did call Cassie's mom and was like, I can't call 911, but you can. Like, this is your
She's
daughter.
outside whooping her tail right now.
Yeah, like, you can call 911, but I can't. So she did, and then after that, she reported the events of the December 22nd incident to the two bad boy executives, the head of human resource, which is Harv Pierre, and everybody should know who Harv Pierre is if you are making a band. That was his right hand man, and he was the president of Bad Boy at that time. So she notified Harv Pierre, and he said everything will be okay. Not long after that, she got a 30-day notice. So it's like she got her 30-day notice. She got her
While
30-day
Cassie was
notice.
sitting by the beach drinking mimosas. But that's
Girl,
your friend.
I would have been happy to be fired.
And I'd have beat Cassie's butt too.
Yep, she got a 30-day notice. And they
All of
said
this
it was
because she out
really,
here being fast.
yep. And after that, she said she still wanted to work for Combs. She still wanted to work for Combs. And they said, why would you still want to work with somebody that you accuse of abusing you, kidnapping you, tormenting you for years?
It's a good comment down there that I never thought about. Put up the last comment. She also couldn't call because he paid for the phone. Duh. I didn't think
Yes,
about that one. I didn't think
that's what she
about that one.
said. She said he was paying. She was like, he paying for both of our phones. Don't call on these phones. That's why she was like, that's why she took her to go get a burner. She already had a burner, but she went to go take Cassie to get a
And
burner
that's
because
a
she's like,
real
girl,
one.
you gonna get us? Yeah, you about to get us all killed. Oh shoot, unalived. With the way you moving,
So to
now
all the
you got
people that
me
be like,
fired.
why
Yeah,
somebody won't call?
now you
Because
got
they'll
me
betray
fired
you.
because you out there
Cassie
wanting
done
to
got
mess with
several
other
people
people.
hurt. And
Mm-hmm.
they taking a picture of her at Starbucks today, drinking her coffee, living her best life, while
Yeah,
other
she had her
people just
baby
left
yesterday,
behind.
so hopefully she
I
still
would have
has.
called my friend. She was a real friend to her. You
She
stayed in
was
her house. You did everything. And while they all moved to LA, the girl let Cassie stay in her apartment in New York,
in New York.
really
Yep.
making sure she was good. Even came back and worked specifically with Cassie. If Cassie got all this money, Cassie should have gave her some money. I would for my friend
But
because
that lady should have sued her like how her other friend sued them.
oh,
Remember the other friend sued them when she went through that? So it was the same thing. So then the defense asked her, like, if he was all these people, all this bad person tormenting you, kidnapping you, abusing you, why did you want to keep working for him? Because up till last year, 2024, she was still trying to work for Diddy.
when the
And
case
she knew
came
this
out.
case was coming out and everything. She still wanted to work for Diddy. That's the part I swear to God, I just don't get it. So when they cross-examined her, they brought up the text that she sent Combs saying that oh yeah, that she had the biggest crush on him. So here come the defense. They trying to say this is why she said, because they had proof. They showed that she had text messages showing Diddy that she said that she had the biggest crush on him. I was like, okay. She had an on and off relationships with Combs. Like,
So she really wanted to be Cassie.
she worked on his voter die campaign, which y'all know was a big campaign for P. Diddy. She was the one that worked on the voter die. She said after that she was fired 3 or 4 weeks after that for incident again with some diamonds. But she said that
at this point was Suge setting her up.
Girl,
why she ain't work for Suge in all of this time is like my biggest question. If that's somebody you close to, you do this amazing work because she did just some good work. Why aren't you working for your friend? That doesn't make any sense.
It don't make no sense. But she said she was happy to be fired and she was well rested. She got her rest. And then she left, and after she got fired, she went to go work for somebody else that she made more money. And they said, so if you made more money, why you want to come back? Why did you want to come back if you was making more money at these other places? Like, make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Was she addicted to the stardom? Being around all of these famous people, like having a friend like Lauren London?
Well, she said Lauren London really was her friend. Just think, when she worked with Rihanna and all them, she had access to all those people too. So I'm pretty sure she may start making friends over the years. I don't know what it was. If it was because P. Diddy was like the hottest thing.
Like, come work for her for just that thing? Or did she work for them?
No, they said she worked for her for like years. So I don't know. Alondra said, how many times was it? Girl, it seemed like a lot.
Girl,
and she right back after she
every
got
7 to 10 business days.
She said that she was happy to be fired. She got her rest. And then that's when they actually went to go work for somebody else. And they said she wanted to come back. And they was like, why did you want to come back if you made more?
I don't understand.
And she also said that Cassie, when she was working for her at first, she was a sweet little model. But when she came back to work from Cassie, she was like a bitch. She was a bitch by then because she was Diddy's girlfriend. Because she was Diddy's girlfriend then.
Not so innocent, right? Oh, she's so innocent. Everybody feels sorry for Cassie.
So it was a lot. Her testimonies was real good. But they did say that Cassie did get her job back under another Diddy something else. She did. After she got her fired, she got the job back doing something else. They said Clark was also asked, did she tell Cassie to leave the romantic relationship with Combs? And then that's when she said, yes, she did. She really did tell her to do that. And that's when she said, who am I supposed to date? Jay-Z is already taken. Who do y'all want me to date then?
She was just so in love with him. She was in love with the power and the money. Okay. So
that was yesterday. So that lady, Capricorn, was a very good witness. That she was probably the best one.
She gave a real better perspective, like, from both sides. Like, because it was very hard for people to believe that Cassie was just innocent and pure. And they kind of swept. Remember the day when they talked about how she found out her friend had a recording of her or something, and she went ape shit on that person? They kind of swept that under the rug. At least paint a true picture of who this girl was, because no matter who she was, she don't deserve to get no hands put on her like that. But the rest of the stuff, all the ex parties and all of that, she was down with that shit and loved it. Nobody's business. But you wasn't just innocent, girl. It's impossible to be innocent and be with somebody like that. At a moment, you start to pick up their behaviors. And we all know she wanted to be an Aaliyah or a Beyonce. So at any moment, she's going to take that, like, puffing your chest out stance. It's no way she didn't act like that. She painted a much better picture.
Yeah, she did.
Why people lie, though? Why do you think Cuddy lied about all the rest of what happened?
Did maybe he forget? But then I was like, he can't forget. Because remember, that psychologist was like, people can't forget. But I don't know. That's too big of a thing to forget. Now, I can see him saying the part about her calling, but the chasing, how you forget all that part?
Right. I can understand forgetting who called, stuff like that, like you said.
Yeah. Like, oh, I
But
got that mixed up, but
you
no.
forgot a whole chase. You forgot that when the police got there, you didn't tell the truth, and you knew that that man was still on the street. Because if you was out there in front, you saw the direct car. Why didn't you point at the car or nothing? That's very and your cameras wasn't working. None of your
Yeah,
cameras.
no cameras was working or nothing. So today they talked to a Los Angeles police officer, the one who responded to the break-in at Cuddy's home, and he testified today. Wait, let me see.
Agreed.
Capricorn came across a little jealous of Cassie, in my opinion.
He
She
wanted
could
some.
have been, now that they said when the defense brought up that she said that she had a crush on Diddy, she could have been jealous
He
of
wanted
her.
her place.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to be in that space. It's very sick, but it's some people that's like, well, I'm gonna be in a bad relationship, so you say something like, at least it's not this, or most of the time it's that.
So she could have been jealous of Cassie.
She
She really
was.
have. When they said that she said she had a crush on him, I was like, wow. Did you not think that that was gonna come out? Like,
Girl,
she wanted
maybe
to
she
work with
forgot.
him as late as 20. No, she wanted
No,
to live
last
with
year,
him. It was
2023.
2024. It was last year.
When this
Last
case
year she
started,
was
she reached out
still,
after
yep,
the
she was
raid. She
still
said
reaching out. Even though she knew this trial was about to happen and everything, she still wanted to work.
that she felt like she
2024.
could fix his image because that's
Yep.
what she did, and she was always loyal to him. So after the raid, she felt like she especially could get back in there because she's shown her loyalty.
Yeah, she said that if she was around Diddy, none of this would have happened.
It would none of this would have got out. I'm like,
None
girl,
of it.
don't say that part. You telling that you okay as
None
long
of
as
this would have
you
came out. She said none of it. None of this would have came out. Make sure you guys press the like button. So they talked to a Los Angeles police officer who responded to the Kid Cudi home break-in. So today they asked him, what color was the car? Like, where do you work at? He said he worked in Hollywood Hills. That was where he worked at. So he said when he got called up there that he seen a black Escalade at Kid Cudi's house. They said the address of his house. And he said it was a black Escalade with tinted windows that was parked outside of Cudi's home. And he said it drove off a short time later. And so they was asking him like, well, why didn't you arrest anybody? He was like, because there was no reason for nobody to be arrested. Like, when he had went inside yet, but he didn't see a reason to be arrested. And even when he went inside, it was no breaking and entering. Like, Kid Cudi had left his door and stuff. He locked his front gate, but he left his house open. But I
and
guess in
no other
Hollywood,
reports reported anything. So they was like, what do you have to go off of? It's
yeah,
no
you don't have
report.
nothing to go off of. And I guess in Hollywood, you can leave your doors open, I guess, because just because you locked your gate,
And he didn't
but
tell
where if
anyone.
you could see where his gate was at, his gate was far away from the front door. So, but why would you not have
Yeah.
cameras either? Let me see what she
He
said. She
said the
said,
camera was turned up.
but even in other when the car got bombed, it still wasn't. You still didn't know what
Oh,
happened.
I agree with you. How did you walk
Yeah,
down
that's
that
what I'm saying.
long
It didn't
driveway
make
to get
sense.
to the camera to turn it up? How did that happen?
Exactly.
I saw the
Exactly.
driveway today. I was like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense.
It said this is the same woman that called him the devil at one point. Right.
Oh,
So he said that the SUV drove off a short time later, and then he said that same car came back down the hill past the house about 15 minutes later, going along with what Capricorn said yesterday. So that would have been the chase.
but why didn't Cuddy say nothing? That is
I
just
just
so
don't
strange
understand
to
why he
me.
didn't say nothing either. I do
No,
not understand
he
that.
didn't say nothing at all. Even if you just said, I don't know, some car with this license plate was chasing me. Because again, if you had a whole chase, any neighbor could have technically said that. So how you didn't double back? And he was on LA soil. Diddy ain't
Yeah,
like that out here. Hence the problems when he
at
was
all.
the food. So why you didn't say something while he was here? Anonymous tip, something. Y'all let this man get away with so much stuff, which leads me to believe that the prints on the car, the half print or whatever, you probably know that. What if Diddy made Cassie go do it.
That's what I was thinking too. I wondered, did Cassie
And
really do
that's
it?
why he don't want to say nothing, because it was her, but you had no.
But but the police officer came back and said that he was the police officer that was over the case. He said that he had the print and everything, the card and everything, and they were destroyed. And he was
I
like,
think
and
it
the
was a
orders
half
came.
print.
Yeah, he was like, the orders came from another police officer that wasn't even working on that case. And that's how they tried to get the mistrial today. So the Diddy's defense tried to do a mistrial today because he said that. So they was like, no, no, no. But the judge was like, no, we ain't doing no mistrial. But I would strike that out. So trying to tell the jurors, like, y'all can't use that. But after they heard that, like, it ain't, if I was there, I'd be like, oh, so I already heard it. Like, you still gonna have that in your mind.
Absolutely. That's
So
why I
once he
agree with a
said
lot of
that,
this.
yeah, once he said that some another police officer had the stuff destroyed, Diddy's team was like, no, we need a mistrial. We need a mistrial. But the judge, I honestly think that this is a fair judge. That this judge, he's being really, really fair with this case. Like he really has been. It's not.
Being fair though, with all of this stuff that's coming up, it's been a very slim amount that has had to do with the actual
I don't
case.
think he could say nothing about that. But like when people are trying to get stuff striked out, and
Oh,
I'm saying like as far as that, he's being fair.
you know what? I agree with you that he's being fair, but I think he's allowing some stuff to slide. But when he opened up either today or yesterday, he opened up. Remember, I was telling you they're guiding these questions, and that's never supposed to be allowed. He opened up yesterday or today by saying, "Prosecution, be careful because you guys keep asking your I forgot what they call it, but basically they're asking or what you're leading the questions. You can't lead the questions like telling somebody,
Because
you
remember
drove
that
the
lady
red
told
car, right? The
remember
judge
the
told him
lady
not
had
doing
told
that.
them how to set up the questions last week. She told him, remember the one that get paid $600 an hour?
And
She
that's
told
that.
him how to ask the questions.
But the judge came back and said that he has noticed that they are doing that. How
Mm-hmm.
you do it 8 days in is not right because they've been doing it from the beginning. They asking questions that would lead the person to give a certain type of answer, which is why the questions that the defense asks are so very easy because you're not even asking the questions right. But I think the judge is doing the best he can considering the climate we in, who's up there,
Right.
and everything. I really do. I think that at least because
And
it do fair things.
also, the prosecution said that they are ahead of schedule with this case. They said that they asked the judge for 6 weeks, and they're actually ahead of schedule. They could see this being done in 5 weeks.
Well, they probably thought people like they thought that they was probably gonna get more out of the therapist lady. They thought they was gonna get more out of her, but most of her stuff got
And they
debunked
striking
because
her
every
all
one
most
of
of
them that
all
got up
her
there and
stuff
lied.
out. Yeah,
They
they
striking
striking
her
most
out,
of her stuff out.
because
Yeah.
she lied.
Mm-hmm.
Because she lied. Um, and then also I think that they probably gave more time for Don and Cassie's mom to be able to speak, and their time was so short, it got cut short, and it was no questions for the mom. But I find it interesting that the same questions, why didn't they ask her any questions like, why didn't you call the police? They never asked her nothing like
I
that,
think
but
they
they
didn't ask
asking
Cassie
people who
Mama.
are
I
physically
think they didn't
there.
ask Cassie Mama because it was good if they just let
Oh,
her. I just buy, ma'am. It
oh no,
wasn't no
I'd have
reason for
run
them
her
to
ass
ask her.
out.
It wasn't no
But
reason.
I think it could go either way. I'm not mad at them for not doing it because it could have not worked in their favor if she started crying and shit like that. But Alondra brought up I
Yeah,
forgot
and
about that too.
everybody was wondering why. I still want to know why Ari dropped off, and I gotta watch her podcast tomorrow to see because some of them making the
Probably
band
because
been
how they
on there
treated
and
Don.
huh.
Probably because of how they treated Don. Don should have been treated as her own entity, as somebody who has gone through things that would contribute to what they're talking about
But
the case.
They asked Don the wrong questions. They was asking Don the wrong questions.
That's what I'm saying. She
Yeah,
felt unfavored. And would you go up there if you're going up there for the prosecution and the
I
prosecution
would
didn't
have
even
just
line up
probably
your
started
questions
talking
right?
about other stuff until they were like, "Ma'am, get off the stand."
Yeah, I
They
would have
striking
left
out
too.
my striking my stuff
Because
out
they
too.
keep saying this case is not about Cassie and Diddy. It's about the state versus Diddy. But every single person that get up there, 99.9% of their conversation is about
It's
her.
about Cassie. Yep.
Nobody else. And that's not right. I don't understand.
So that's where they. Okay, so wait, let me finish because I only got a little bit left. So they said that they also talked to a firefighter, and he's also an arson investigator. He's on the stand. So they asked him he told them that the attempted bombing could have been worse if they used more basic material. So I guess the material that they was using is the reason why it really just smoked the car up and then burned it up on the side. It didn't really make it blow up like they were supposed to because they didn't do the bomb right, basically. They didn't do the bomb right, but it still did mess up his car. And he was the one that was saying that the stuff was destroyed and everything, and that that case is still open, but it's everybody that they call don't want to talk about it. They call Cassie mommy want to talk about it. They call Cassie, she didn't want to talk about it. He gave them family members and everything. Nobody don't want to talk about the situation. So it's like, how can we close the case or do anything? And the defense and the evidence was destroyed.
How all these people come to Cassie's defense? Cassie dropped information about certain things, but then she don't want to close the loop, and they not making her say this stuff. She put something in her original document. Why are they not holding her accountable? That's not right. She leaving everybody out to dry.
Yes,
like
she
a true
is.
white woman, honey.
She said, I don't think Cassie wants him locked up. Honestly, she loves her husband, but I think she would still care for him.
She'll take him back.
How many
He
times?
will take him back today. Yep. You say that all the time.
I said that.
Like she bought him. And
I said that so many times.
She still got love for him. He's so smart. I didn't know if she was up there for him or for the
I said it. Yeah, I said if I was Cassie's husband, like I would be looking at that bitch sideways. Period. Point blank. Because the way that when they asked her that one question, do she hate Diddy, and she had to really think about how she was gonna say that. I was looking around
and no.
I'm looking around like I'm in the courtroom, like, what I'm doing? Why is you taking your time?
He didn't want none of this. That man, he was probably playing tapes while she was sleeping. We're gonna sue Diddy. You're so hurt about Diddy. Meanwhile, she's still going to sleeping with him.
I swear, I think if Diddy said, Cassie, you and your babies can come stay with me and we'll live happily ever after. I will not hit you no more. I can bet Cassie's $30 million. Look, I'm gonna bet her $30 million that she will leave that husband.
I think so. I know so. I know so. If he get out, she gonna go back to him. Watch, y'all. Watch.
They have asked nothing supporting his charges. I mean, where are the criminal? That's what we waiting for.
Thank you, Alondra.
Because they keep giving, and then they keep giving everybody immunity. And everybody that they could take down with it, they're giving immunity to. Everybody, they're giving immunity. Everybody. So what are y'all gonna do?
This is so fixed.
That's been a common thread with all the witnesses. They all still didn't I say that too? They all still like him. I said that too. Mm-hmm. I just said that. I said
they all would go back and work for him.
All of them, not one didn't say that they would go back. All of them said they would go back to work for him. All of them said that they learned so much from Diddy, but he's an evil person. But they said work-wise, yep. They said work-wise, they will go back and work for him. All of them have been threatened, and
how we all think it's so logical and other people not thinking logical is so far beyond me. But okay.
She said, yeah, but a lot of people he wronged art, and that is true. That's why we saying I feel like this case he could still possibly win because y'all not really showing us nothing. Now all that other stuff he did, he needs to rot in jail for that stuff. Okay, but let me finish this. So the defense team said that this is when they asked for a mistrial because of him saying that the stuff was destroyed. That's when the judge was like, he ain't doing no mistrial, he'll strike it. So that's why I was saying that he's being fair. So the arson investigator said that the case would, I did say that it still be open, but ain't nobody coming up. So the defense cross-examined him and asked Oh, it was a black glove. It was a black glove in Kid Cudi's car in the backseat, but it was only one glove. So they asked him, like, why didn't you test that glove? And they was like, because he said it was his glove. Like, what do we need to test that for? And a lot of people that have Porsches and stuff, they drive with that one glove on for, I don't know if it's,
Oh, okay.
so he told them like that was my glove. That was my glove. So that's why they didn't do it. So next up, they have one of Cassie's stylists. Now he said he didn't want to be there either. They asked him, "Did you want to be here today?" He said, "Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I did not want to be here." So, but he was a mess. That man really was a mess. Just reading the transcripts and everything. So he said he worked for Cassie from 2009 to 2018. So that's a long time. He said he's seeing Combs at least once a week. And he said he also, they asked him, what did P. Diddy call Cassie? He said he would call her baby girl, CC, Cassie. Then he started getting into the other words. B, slut, hoe. And he said he think B was his favorite one of them. That was his favorite word to call her was a B. So then they said that he said Combs frequently threatened Cassie if she didn't do what he wanted her to do. He would often tell her that he would get her parents fired. I don't know where he could get her parents fired from their jobs, or did they work for him? Like, that part I didn't understand. But he would always say that he would get her parents fired, and he would send her parents sex tapes of her, and he would withhold her music, which he did that anyways. Y'all, how many albums and songs did Cassie put out? So anytime she would be smart mouthed or anything, those was her threats that he would say to her. He said plenty of times that he seen Diddy beat up Cassie. He said one time he beat her so bad that her head was bleeding. He said one incident happened around 2013 to 2014. Combs came to Cassie's home. He was mad because she didn't answer the phone. He told her, like, B, I told you to answer your phone. They said he was there, Cassie, and some Jane Doe that's supposed to come up tomorrow named Mia. That ain't a real name, but she's a Jane Doe. Her name is Mia. They were all at Cassie's house. And so they all tried to run into the room and lock the door so P. Diddy couldn't get in, but he still got in and pushed them out and started beating Cassie up so bad. They trying to jump on. Them was the only people that ever tried to help her. They said that they jumped on his back and he was body slamming them to the ground as they was jumping on his back, and continue to beat up Cassie. He beat her so bad until she hit the side of her face. Yeah. And it just started bleeding. And then he got scared. He got scared and gonna tell them, look what you made me do. I was like, he sounded just like Ike Turner. Like, look what y'all made me do. Look what y'all made me do. Like, sir, how did we make you beat up your girlfriend? So then he got scared and he called 911, and they told him that he had to hang the phone up. And Diddy he got a surgeon on speed dial. So he just had her go to the surgeon to get her face stitched up. The next day she at award shows and stuff, but she always had her now it makes sense. A lot of times she had her face covered, like part of her eye covered. Now we know it was because she had injuries behind there. I was like, this Diddy is a motherfucker.
People just wear their hair like that. Now we apply it like she could have had her hair that way for any reason, but you can see in the picture that she had.
Yeah, she had
it's
it.
like
yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He was like, he was kicking her with his fist and his hands. Both of them tried to stop. Both of them. Then after that, they asked him, did he know about the freak offs? He said the first time he heard about the freak off was at Cassie's 29th birthday party. She was at the birthday party having a good old time with her and her friends and all that. And Diddy came up to her and told her, let's go to a freak off. And she told him that she didn't want to go to that. Like, she had her birthday party. Now, I kind of do remember hearing this a long time ago. And so,
I do.
Yeah, it's crazy when they started saying it. I was like, dang, I do remember this. He had told
He
her,
took her
come
from
on,
her
and she
party. I remember that.
took her from her birthday party. She said she didn't want to go. So Dante was asking her what's wrong, and she was like, he's making me go to these freak offs, and I don't want to do it, but he's making me go. And then she told Diddy she didn't want to go, and then they left her party, went to an after party where they was doing singing and stuff like that, karaoke. Here she go out of her mind again, high as a kite. And she said she was leaving. And he was like, where you going? She was like, I gotta go do the stuff I don't like. He was like, that was the first time he heard about a freak off. That was his first time. I must say the stylist was unnecessarily up. He was a lot. Like he was
Yeah. And when Armand explains it, Armand, he do his motions and stuff. And I was even like, okay, that's enough. He said he was
right.
in there. He was a real girl to them.
Right. And she said, but Diddy was clearly high a lot. His rage was out of control. He should have been charged with DV. That's what I said. And I said that too. I said that for the beginning too. I said this should be a DV case.
But it's too
And
late.
I like it should have been a DV case because that's everything that everybody is saying. Like he beat her, he beat her, he beat her. So that was when he said that was his first time hearing about a freak off. He said that he would go. Now Diddy always paid for everybody's stuff, so he paid. Now he's paying for this Dante's phone. I don't know if he paid for where he lived at though, but I know he paid for his cell phone and stuff like that. So he said he got beat up one time. He was at an award show and Diddy wanted Cassie's hair pinned up, I guess, because whatever outfit she had on. And when he got there, they had her hair down. And Dante said that P. Diddy picked him up off of his feet with his suit on and told him, like, I told y'all I want her hair pinned up. So go find some pins and pin her hair up. They found some pins and pinned her hair up. And when they brought her back to
You
Diddy,
just pin her hair up if that's what that man asked you to do. Why do y'all
yeah.
like to irritate the Hulk?
So then they pinned the hair up. They brought her back to Diddy, and Diddy was like, "Oh yeah, y'all was right. It do look better down."
Just do what he
I'd
asked
have
you
been
to
like, you know
do.
what? Yeah, just do what he asked for.
That
But I would
really
have been
don't
like,
make sense, those kind of things.
I was just like, this. It's just a lot.
He was
It
the
really.
Hulk. He was like his own Mortal Kombat movie in his head. Like, them drugs didn't help him at all, at all.
And now they asked him too. How did he feel about Diddy? He said that he don't have no ill feels toward him. He don't hate him. Nothing.
Yep, said the same thing.
The same exact thing. And Cassie is his friend.
I
That
think
was his.
they just love him because it's hard. It's when you love somebody, you love the good part of them. And it just seems like a lot of them have that type of love for him that he has built. He's changed their life, he's put them in a better position, all of these things. So when he's good, he's good. The parties are fun, all of these things. But then when he's bad, he's like a really bad person. But they can't let go of the person that they love. And to some
Yeah,
extent, they probably feel bad for him too. They probably feel bad for him too. It's sad. Love is
it
hard.
really is. She
It
said
is
a hung jury is
very
very possible, in my opinion. I believe so too.
yes.
I believe so too.
I
Um,
think so too.
she said, "Is them drugs giving Diddy Hawkman hash power?"
Y'all know when people smoke that
Girl,
some
when
kind
they
of
on
stuff,
that
they
stuff,
become
yeah,
very,
they be
very strong.
strong.
That one to start with an S, and we be like, "Oh, they smoked that." Yeah, I wouldn't touch you if you was 2 feet tall. Could probably lift
Yeah,
me up. I'm cool.
she said, I mean, he isn't that big. Nobody couldn't beat his ass. I think people
I
was
don't
just
think
scared of
anybody
him.
wanted to. I think they wanted
Yeah,
to
I think
get
they
him
was just
off, like
scared.
the hairdresser and stuff. But to beat his butt, he gonna fire you.
You
All
gonna
of
be
that.
unalived. You gonna be unalived.
Don't know if you're gonna be unalive. That ain't nobody said that man did none of that stuff. But do I believe she's saying allegedly?
Oh yeah, allegedly, you guys.
Mm.
Allegedly. I mean, he picking grown men up in the air, but that boy was how you doing. So he probably was like,
You know that drugs give you superpowers.
so that was all that they have for today. Tomorrow, the Jane Doe is supposed to come up there and gonna talk. Um,
She
We'll see
must
how
be good because people been talking about this Mia person, that's
for
not
a
her
long
real
time.
name. So I have a question. Tomorrow when she's in court, do they keep calling her Mia while she's up
I
there? Or
think
do
they said that only tomorrow, whenever that Jane Doe does come, can't nobody be in there.
okay. Okay.
It's just the jury, but like how they letting everybody else in there, they can't be in there. Just only
So we
the
all just
jury.
have to read the transcripts later and
Yep,
just
we just gonna have to read the transcripts. But they
okay.
said since she got a walk in and all that, somebody gonna leak who she is.
I
What are
hope
your
they
thoughts
don't.
on Capricorns staying after being treated the first? She crazy. But like we said earlier in the show, we did say that we felt like she should have disclosed that. Like that's not nothing she should have left out that she worked for Suge Knight. Like you should have said
Had a
that.
relationship with him. Or
Yeah, you should have said that from. She said that was one of her best friends, baby daddy. Which who you think it is then?
we only know about
Miss
Michelle.
Chalet. Yeah, that's why I was like, is Miss Chalet her best friend? Because she said that's her best friend's baby daddy.
I don't know. I don't
So
know who his other baby mamas are.
me neither. But I feel like she should have said something. But after somebody would have did that to me, that would have scared me straight. But she said that she wanted to show her loyalty, so that's why she stayed. But girl, that I see why she had alopecia. She should have had heart problems and all other kind of stuff dealing with that.
She didn't have alopecia. She was stressed out and she lost her hair.
A lot to talk about.
If
What
she,
if it's Misa in that walker, girl? I don't think it's because I don't ever remember Misa being Cassie stylist. I never remember her being her stylist.
I hope they don't leak who the person is because I can't imagine what type of fear that they have to have gotten to this point where they're like, what if it's the umbrella guy? Why I always forget his name?
Farmworth Bisley? No,
Or
it ain't.
Lori Ann or something like that. What if
It
it's
would.
real
That's who I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see Farmworth Billy, but I feel like they're not going to call him because he's not from the Cassie era. He's from J Lo era. But Lorianne Gibson is from all the areas. Like she's still up there now.
I
So
wouldn't want to
Lorianne
go in either.
Gibson. But and I'm wondering where everybody else is at. Like, is y'all about to call French Montana to the stand? Because where is he at? That was your right. French Montana was with Diddy all the time. Like that was his boyfriend or something.
How
Like
has Gene been there every day and he haven't been on the stand with his
exactly.
lying, talking,
But
telling
who knows?
coming
Why
about
do?
him?
But what would make you think Gene ain't gonna be there? He just probably ain't there yet.
No, he's there every day. I'm saying why is he there? He's
Oh
there.
no, I'm talking about up on the stand. He probably just ain't been up on the stand yet.
Let's see. Because
The people we really want to come up
shit out of
there is the
us.
ones that they ain't even really letting up there. So I don't know. But tomorrow, once they finish the trial tomorrow, then I'll be back to my regular 6:30 and doing this. We just have to change the show up really fast right now. But that's it for Diddy tonight, you guys. Our recap on that. This Saturday again, if you guys want to come down to Claremont, we have a 5K run for the self-care lab. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. You can I can't even talk no more. Put your phone up to the queue and scan it. Put your phone
Yeah,
up to
I
the
removed
queue.
the banner so they could put their phone
Yeah,
up.
and scan it. And hold on. Let me see what this said. He had a baby by a girl from Centown. I can't. He did?
What? We
I
gonna
didn't know
Google
that.
that.
I didn't know that. Maybe it's because these people have already been in the media doing interviews. Oh yeah, that
I
could
think,
be
yeah,
on
Gene has talked way too
Gene
much.
and Aubrey. Gene and Aubrey then. So that could be why.
Uh-huh. That's a
That
good
could be why. That's girl Alondra, yeah, you on
He's
point with
still
that.
talking right now with his crazy butt.
Uh-huh. So that's the 5K run. And then I have my closing remarks. And since it's mental health month, this is the last week. We've been telling you guys things that you can do to help with your mental health, like taking a shower before bed, putting lavender in your shower. We said a lot of stuff, girl. And you just got to go back. You just got to go back and listen to it. We had taking walks, going to the gym, just spending time by yourself. Go, if you can get rid of your kids or if you have them, even if you just get half of a day, just spend time to yourself to reset and everything. Like that's things to help with mental health, journaling, all kind of things. So it's mental health month. This is the last week. Do things that's good for your mental health. If you need to cut people off, block them, unfriend them, if that's what you need to do for your mental health, then do it. Like life is too short now to be angry and mad and dealing with people just because you feel like you have to. No, cut them off. No, don't do it. So let me take that off because I have to say my, oh shoot. Sorry, you guys. Dang, I'm all over the place.
Want me to do it?
I was about to say, yeah. So my closing positive mental health words are: you are stronger than what you think. You have gotten through everything. You are stronger than what you think. You have gotten through every bad day in your life and you are undefeated. So you have to keep that in mind. Let me say it again because I was stuttering.
Mm-hmm.
You are stronger than what you think. You have gotten through every bad day in your life and you are undefeated. So just keep that in mind. Like you've gotten through everything bad that you have gotten through already. So you can do it. Don't let nobody bring you down or nothing like that. So thank you guys for tuning in, and everybody that's liking, make sure you press like. Everybody who's watching, I need to go to bed. Hell, for my mental health, I need to go to bed. I need to start going to bed early because I be really sleepy, and then I'll be mad in the morning when I gotta wake up.
Bless your heart. You get up
You
so
supposed to
early.
get that? What did they say? 6 to 8 hours of
6 to
sleep,
8. Uninterrupted sleep.
uninterrupted sleep. 6 to
Hopefully
8 hours.
there is sleep so you could just crawl in bed and get some good rest.
Yeah, I should have took my melatonin already. I should have did that. But thank you guys. And do you want to have anything to say?
Everybody pay attention to your mental health. Protect your kids. Start to teach them now about keeping their hands to themselves, what it means like to treat people, and if you see any signs in your children, rather than be embarrassed, get them help because some kids need therapy. They
Mhm.
do go through things, and I'm pretty sure Diddy wasn't a regular Spider-Man when he was a kid. He was probably angry, and he needs help. Feel bad for him too, but not to the extent that I think he shouldn't get any time. He's a bad person. Like,
So,
comment, and subscribe.
girl, he's the devil. I've been saying that he was the devil.
I
So
think so too. Sorry.
we'll see how everything goes. But have a great rest of your week and mental health week, and try to do something nice for yourself. Try to get some sleep in the morning. Get your whatever to wake you up, and just try to have. Yeah, try to wake up and be positive and have positive thoughts. That's what I've been trying to do when I wake up. But sometimes I just wake up and have an attitude. Like today, I woke up and I had an attitude. But then when I ate my breakfast at work, then my coworker was like, "You are all the way different now," and I was like, "Oh, I
Oh, you was
am."
hangry.
Yes, because I was like, I have an attitude, so I don't really even feel like talking today. Like then I ate my food and I was like, "Oh, okay, girl, I'm ready now."
Hey,
So
y'all.
right. Get your rest, eat your food, eat your snacks, do whatever makes you happy, but stay healthy also. And remember, you guys, to wear y'all masks and everything. So have a good night, you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow after the trial at 6:30.
This
Good
is
night.
exclusive.
Bitch, I'm from Pomona.